We hope to leave sufficient time at the end to answer any questions that you have at all. But we're going to do this through a combination of images, little snippets of film, and an opportunity for you as well to hear from Eleanor, to hear from some of our internal and external partners on this project, all around Freefall Dance Company. So I'm going to zip into my slide deck now, starting with a really nice image of the company. And give me a thumbs up that you can see the slides. All right, fantastic. Thank you very much. So purpose of today, as you know, is to give you a good sense of what we're up to and to celebrate with you this extraordinary milestone, I can't believe it, 21 years, and to thank you for your ongoing support and advocacy of this amazing project, of which we're really, really proud. And I mentioned a few people joining us on the call. So my name's Lee Fisher. I'm 35 years. Oh my goodness me. I know I don't look old enough, obviously. Thank you for that. 35 years, man and boy, Birmingham Royal Ballet, and 21 years overseeing this project. And my official title is Head of Creative Learning. And alongside me, and we're going to talk even more, aren't we, as we go through. Who are you?
I'm Eleanor.
Yeah, Eleanor Bresnan, our newest dancer. And Tom Rogers is on the call as well. Give us a wave, Tom. A colleague at Birmingham Royal Ballet is going to give you some information around a specific Freefall project. And we hope to be joined by Teresa Fadden. At the moment, we've got a rather stressy kind of phone link with her because we're trying to get her online. She's trying to dial in from a school. She's deputy head of Fox Hollies School, and she was going to give, hopefully she's going to give us a perspective on the participatory project element of our 21st anniversary year. So I'm going to stop talking for a moment, and we're going to play a short film just to really bring the freefallers into the virtual room. So what about that? That's the 10 beautiful Freefall dancers. And just by way of a little bit of context about the company, 10 talented dancers, highly committed. I used to be able to describe Freefall as young people. And we're stretching the young people a little bit right now. And I'm super proud of that in terms of the longevity, the sustained opportunity, the sustained contacts that we have with the dancers. We're also, obviously, it says 4 staff members on that previous slide there, but actually it extends a lot more than that, because this is a project that's embraced by the broader Birmingham Royal Ballet family. So, and as we go on, you hear about more of the activities we do, which involve different members of the company, and there's several of them on this call today as well. In essence, 5 things that we do: dance training. Every Monday night religiously is our dance training, and that session's divided between classical ballet technique and creative work, choreographic work for forthcoming performances. We have an annual showcase every year in the Patrick Studio and other different types of performance across the remainder of the year. Very proud of the films, the dance for the camera activity we do. Quite a suite now of different digital works, if you like, and outreach. An important part of what we do, presenting, offering the freefallers as role models out into their communities, but also into various different places in the community. Everything we do, in essence, we're advocating for the place of the arts in the role of people with a learning disability. So essentially, let me introduce you to the Freefall Dancers. And there are 10 of us currently, as I mentioned before, one sitting next to me right now. And we thought the best way that we could introduce Eleanor actually is to show you a little clip of her dancing. As one of the things that we've done as part of this year is capture movement portraits of all of the individuals. And it gives a sense of just what personalities through dance they have. So, Eleanor, should we play this?
Yeah.
And then we'll have a chat and talk to the virtual room. Yeah. Thank you. Let's play this film.
This is Eleanor Bresnan. Eleanor joined us 2 years ago. We're so pleased she did. She'd seen the company online in our films. Eleanor brings an incredible athleticism, incredible extension, a line, and a wonderful aesthetic.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's all right.
Wow. What do you think when you watch that film?
I love it. I really love my dance myself. I just feel I loved it. I love to watch that because I may say I am. I just quite different my hair, but I like it.
Different colour hair.
Yes, I did, but on one I liked. I like first, but I like to watch my dance, but I love seeing it. But I really loved it.
I'm super proud when I watch that, and I look at these pictures. I think, my goodness me, you're bendy. Look at that high kick there. I wish I could kick as high as that. But you joined Freefall, I think it was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. And have you left school now?
Yeah, I left school now.
So which college do you attend now?
Solihull College.
Fantastic, fantastic. And can you tell us all what you like most about Freefall?
I like many things. I like most times now.
Yeah.
I like sometimes my dance. I like to sometimes I like doing things, or sometimes I love doing things. But yeah.
Well, you do bring wonderful energy and ideas to every Freefall session.
Yeah.
I think you're a fantastic dancer. And in this year, we have some kind of different, don't we? Some different things happening.
Okay.
Don't we? So what was your school again that you went to before college?
Hazel Oak.
So what's happening with you and Hazel Oak this year? I wonder if you could tell the group.
Well, yeah. I always teach at my school. I always teach my Hazel Oak. It's a place for me. I love that. I do that. I do that in my school, in my Hazel Oak. It's so pleased to see me. And my Hazel Oak is so proud of me. I mean, it's really lovely to be with me as well. But yeah.
So this year you're going to be teaching.
Yeah.
You're going to be dancing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you're going to be in some films as well.
Yeah.
And we've just seen a beautiful film of you there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep talking now, Eleanor, about the different things that we're going to do, the different things we are doing this anniversary year. And can you help me along the way?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So let me share with everybody some of the stuff that we've got coming up this year. 5 kind of related strands of activity. So we have commissioned a piece of academic research. So that's in the process. What we wanted to do through that is strengthen our case for support and pull out some kind of key impact factors. So some key things, blow your nose, don't worry. Eleanor's come soldiering on despite the cold. So the academic research is an important strand of this. So looking at the value of this kind of sustained investment. We've got a schools and community settings teaching tour, and Eleanor just kind of referred to that. So we're working in Hazel Oak School, and all of the schools and community settings have a personal kind of link with Freefall. So Eleanor is returning to her school to do some teaching. We're working with Fox Hollies School, clearly a most significant partner of ours. They're right with us, sharing the aspiration in the early days. We're going to Ready Day Support Centre, where one of our dancers attends every day. He's going to get the opportunity to be a role model and a teacher in that setting. We're also going to Ufcombe School, and there's a nice little story I'm going to share with you subsequently about Ufcombe School in Birmingham. And so excited by the opportunity for the Freefallers to go out into their communities and develop and stretch their teaching practice as well as their performance practice. So the week of the 13th of November, we have our Festival of Performances, a new work that's going to emerge from the school's work, a piece based on still life at the Penguin Cafe, which very poetically returns us back to 2002, when we first formed Freefall, because it was a particular education project called Cafe Atlantic that inspired the early development of Freefall. And we have an archive exhibition in the Hippodrome Theatre alongside 3 elements of film. And I'm going to go on to talk about those in just a minute. I'm going to hand to my friend and colleague, Tom, around that. But a behind the scenes film, an archive film celebrating the journey. And this year, we're going to do something super exciting, working in virtual reality. So Tom, are you happy to give us a bit of flavour around that?
Sure. Hello everyone, I'm Tom. I'm the creative digital producer at BRB. And before that I was a dancer, and I actually have to say I first saw Freefall, before I get into the film, I first saw Freefall about 10 years ago, I think. I was injured at the time and wasn't on tour. And these guys were doing their showcase at the Patrick Studio, and I think I've loved it ever since. It's in my new role, working with Freefall is one of my absolute highlights. I just love the energy and their passion for it. It's amazing. So the project I'm going to talk about now is, as Lee said, some virtual reality work. So this has been made possible by the Bloomberg Digital Accelerator Programme. So it's a year-long programme we've been on to explore immersive technologies, and part of that work has been working directly with Freefall. So the photo on your left is a Swan Lake virtual reality film we made in partnership with Canon, and this film is aimed at young people, and it's about belonging, feeling like you belong, and taking ownership of what you are and who you are, all wrapped into the idea of being a swan on stage with the Birmingham. To me, this is an amazing thing that BRB are doing, but there are still people that can't come to this. And I was quite moved by that statement. And actually, for the first time, it feels like we have technology that makes it possible for people to step inside our world. And virtual reality offers a really different kind of sensory experience. It won't ever replicate live shows, and nor should it, but it offers something completely unique within itself. And with Freefall, we've been working to create virtual reality films. And the idea is that as these young people, or not so young as Lee said, go out into their former schools, we can show this content to the students at the schools, and they can see the people that are in the room performing, and just enhancing that idea that they are role models. I think that's a really, really inspiring story. I'm just going to share with you a little bit of film. It's very, very difficult to show a VR project. So what I've done is a short timeline of the work. Claire, could you unshare the screen and then I can jump in? Thank you. Here we go. So this is a very short clip of a freefall piece, Chairs. You may recognize it. But it gives you a sense. What we've done is we put the camera at the front of the room, so the idea is it's a show for one, and we did Chairs because we thought it's a piece that they're really familiar with, and actually from a virtual reality point of view, it really plays with the depth really well. And the idea is you get the idea that you see a lot of Brooksy. He's very up close and personal, which is really nice. And it's just it's been a lovely experience. And actually, we have yet to show the freefallers this, and I'm really, really excited to have that time to show them. I'm going to show you some clips as well. When we finished the Swan Lake film, we came to share this with Freefall, and I think Lee will testify that I was incredibly nervous on the day. It had been a few months of hard work, and actually, getting to share the experience with them. We learned a lot. There's I think there's a long way to go with this technology and making it usable for people with access needs, and actually we're going to be starting that journey, which is really, really exciting. But it was such, from a purely selfish point of view, it was an amazing experience to be able to share this work with Freefall after such a long time, and to sort of see the reactions that we got. A lot of them were speechless, and it was an amazing thing, and actually it really justified that what we're doing is offering something completely new in a completely unique way to an audience that are very short of provision, really. And it's been a really special thing to be taking part in. And actually, yeah, like I said, the reaction from the freefallers was amazing. It was a really, really special thing. And hopefully we can build on that by creating more and more work with Freefall. They've got some fantastic films in their own right, and actually through our now in-house capabilities to film in virtual reality, I'm pretty sure we can create something really special with them going forward. That's about all I have for my VR. I hope that all makes sense.
Tom,
Sorry, Lee.
no,
Yes.
thanks so much for that. And it was inspiring and sort of creatively stretching for all of us.
It really was, yeah, for all of us.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the potential of it, and how we can use this for through and alongside our participatory work.
Yeah.
And but by way of actually any time, any place, providing we've got a headset, can people experience Freefall?
It's an amazing idea. The fact if we have headsets, which we do now, to be able to take them out to schools and offer people, not just Freefall, but our other work as well, and showcasing Freefallers as role models is a really, really powerful thing.
Yeah, well, thank you. It was inspiring. It was inspiring to work with you, and it links us really nicely. That kind of topic of participation and Freefall coming out into the community to work alongside a range of groups. It's a big focus of our 21st anniversary year. So, Eleanor, you mentioned, didn't you? Where are you going to teach then through this project?
Hello.
Yeah, so Eleanor returning to her old school. So how powerful, how wonderful will that be? Excited by that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we started this project in essence back in May or June, when we invited the schools and community groups to come in and see David Bintley's Still Life at the Penguin Cafe, because that was our early inspiration. That will be our early inspiration. And then as we go out into those 5 settings, the Freefallers working in small teaching teams, leading those workshops, inspiring the creativity of other dancers. And just a bullet point there on the slide there, the Dance Apprentice, one short story that we are super proud of. Kind of second from the left in the image that you're looking for, it's a young woman called Samantha Walsh. Samantha's story is amazing. Samantha, when she was a nipper, used to cross the road from Ofcom School and join us in junior freefall sessions at Fox Hollies. And she's gone on, I mean, and hopefully inspired by that early contacts with Freefall, she'd gone on and achieved a Bachelor of Arts degree at Wolverhampton University in dance. She returned to Freefall to write her dissertation with us. Has performed in various different shows, and we're really pleased, really proud to be supporting her development now as part of this participatory project. So performances will culminate around in the week of the festival, the 13th of November. And I'm going to move on to give you another perspective now. One of Teresa Fadden, who goes back a long time with welcome, Teresa. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Lee's just said there that I've been involved for a long time, and when I watch the still images of the various members of Freefall, actually I've taught all of them pretty much. I met Lee 21 years ago at the old Fox Hollies building, Cafe Atlantic, first ever project, and here we are coming back to it, like Lee said, full circle. Really excited when Lee contacted me about April, May time and said, would I be interested? Yes, you know, always. The answer is always, you know, so why? You know, I've watched the idea of Freefall from its infancy as it's grown. I've been involved by teaching the members. I've been a support in the Monday night technical classes for a few years at one point. And BRB, from our perspective, came about because of the specialist colleges that at the point in time when the Labour government were offering specialist colleges, and you had to have a partner, a business partner, and we approached BRB and we approached David Bintley. And so for us, the idea of Freefall was born at Fox Hollies. So that's our little potted history. But to say I'm excited about a BRB project doesn't come out of a sense of 21 years of loyalty or sentimentality or nostalgia. Because actually I find those sentiments when I work with young people with learning disabilities almost insulting. You know, there's this very much a public opinion of poor disabled children that we should pity, you know, and that's quite frustrating because there are so few opportunities out there for young people who have that cognitive impairment to allow them to prove their worth and their value within society. Too few are visible, too few are employable. So to see Samantha's images, and she worked with us at Freefall at Fox Hollies earlier on this year, so exciting for me because way too few young people are out there with a learning disability in society being recognised, you know. And I think we should, as a society, ask ourselves, how do we value those people, you know? So it humbles me every time to see how our students actually connect with dance, you know, because for me, I see a freedom of expression, which they're very rarely able to display. I think it allows them to be true creative beings, and so few of us are able to do that. We suppress it, and it allows them to offer their opinions. It allows them to say, no, I think that, I think we should do that here, and for it to be accepted as a valid opinion at that point in time as we develop those pieces of dance moving forwards. And I've seen that process time and time and time again through Freefall, and as Tom was saying, oh, we referred to chairs, yeah, and I know that piece really well also, Tom, you know, and the Olympic pieces that we did, you know, and those pieces, Nightshade, they become very embedded in ourselves and what those young people are able to do. From an educationalist perspective, it shows us that these young people are able to demonstrate through dance so many elements of the curriculum, you know. It shows that these young people can concentrate way beyond that concept of a short burst and that concept of overbearing support and supervision to achieve learning goals, you know. They are able to embed and internalize for very long pieces of dance at times. You know, I think Nightshade was about 15 minutes long, wasn't it, Lee? You know, And yet there they are. I've been in wings with these young people, watching their friends and colleagues and getting ready to go on stage, you know. So for me, the value and the worth of dance is 1,000-fold, you know. I'd also argue that any project undertaken by Freefall is underpinned with huge professionalism. There's a very high there are very high expectations placed on the dancers themselves. Just because of their learning disabilities, it doesn't mean to say that any less is expected of them. They work every week on their techniques, on qualifications, and on performance prep, and they're supported by all the amazing staff that I've met over the years, you know, be it Diana in lighting, or Richard on piano, or Kay creating her costumes that are dignifying for our young people. So when Fox Hollies commits to a Freefall project, you know that the end piece will be outstanding. So what does dance give to Freefall, the members of Freefall? It's about health, both physical and mental. So many of our young people have got a sedentary lifestyle. They aren't able to access community on their own. They can't use public transport. COVID had this massive impact on so many of us. And it's been proven that it had this huge impact on young people with learning disabilities who had a huge dip in their mental health. You know, Freefall is about friendship. It's about the members. It's about families. It's about the wider community. These people listening to this tonight keep coming back to support it time and time again. You know, to hear Tom say 10 years ago, I saw my first piece, I fell in love. You know, that's very heartening for me to hear, Tom, you know, because this is something that's very passionate to me, learning disabilities and the dignity of everybody. I think Freefall gives our adults a very clear focus for every week, and when there's a performance, there's an even greater excitement. So it will be Freefall, it will be all the different settings that we'll be getting ready for that week in November. I've been there. The excitement mounts and it gets buzzy and everyone gets ready. And it's Lee's job to keep a lid on us all, but it is super exciting, and you can see the smile on my face. I'm excited already, you know. I also think to be a member of Freefall allows you to maintain your cognitive ability and your connection with reality. Once young people with learning disabilities leave their college settings beyond school, there is very little out there. So I do feel that Freefall offers so much and has such an important part to play to their members. So what does it give to our current students? Lee's already referred to role models, huge role models. Look at Samantha, incredible role model, you know. Means every year Freefall provides us with an amazing annual performance at the Hippodrome. Every November I get to get all the coaches booked. We get the whole school en masse down to the Hippodrome and we watch the performances. And it allows current students in school to aspire to similar goals. You know, this concept of being a role model is so important because there are so few out there. Personally, I'm really looking forward to working with Jenny again and the whole team. I'm excited to revisit Still Life. I've said that, you know, it's a piece our students relate to really, really well. And I think, you know, we can relate to it still in today's society with climate change, and it allows us to set it within the national curriculum. It continues to have relevance. And I think it's very important to celebrate a 21st birthday. So I think it's very important we are celebrating Freefall. And finally, from Fox Hollies' perspective, it's about legacy. We are hoping to regain Arts Mark Gold again, which lapsed during COVID. And it requires students, current students, to be able to teach skill sets to their peers. So I'm hoping Freefall members will teach the young people that have been chosen to be part of this project. And those young people will cascade that skill set down to an even wider set of young people at school. And so it continues. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Teresa. That was fantastic to hear your perspective on all of this. Thank you for being an amazing partner for 21 years plus, actually. I think it goes back a couple of years before that, but here's to the next 21. Who knows? Who knows? Here's to the next 21 years. So really remaining is for me to just kind of give you a little bit of a sizzler. I think we call this a sizzler. So I'm going to show you a little bit of footage, and then I'm going to go into some dates and open it up for any questions, comments, or reflections. So enjoy this little bit of film footage before we carry on. So I hope you managed to see that, enjoy that. Some little bits of blast from the past there, all joined together. And just want to share one last kind of very practical slide before we open it up for conversation. There's 3 sets of dates up there on that slide in front of you. The archive exhibition. So we had a meeting just today. Our takeover of the Birmingham Hippodrome. So in the corridors, we're going to be pasting it with wonderful Freefall images and graphics from over the years. We have our festival week that I've mentioned. So it's the week commencing the 13th of November, but performances from the 14th onwards. And we're going to wrap the whole week with a closing event, 21 years of film and fun. That kind of does what it says on the tin, but an opportunity to celebrate with the current freefallers and the alumni and all of the staff who've contributed over the years, and share our suite of Dance for the Camera films and all the other various bits and pieces. So I'm wondering, what questions do you have? I mean, so thanks again to Tom, to Teresa, and to Eleanor. And we'd all be happy to take your questions. So I think we're no longer sharing. So please pop your emoji hand up or your real hand up. We'll try and pick you out. Thank you, Mandy. Fantastic.
Hello, hi Lee. Can I just thank Roger Clark from Behind the Arras and Jessica Harris here from Birmingham Press, who are 2 members of the regional media, which is great. Thanks ever so much both for coming. And I will be sending you a full press release in the morning with all those dates and information for you.
Yeah, Jessica and Roger, big thanks. I think our first review was written by Roger Behind the Arras. So really pleased that you could come back again for this one. Thank you, Mandy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Henry. Welcome. Thank you.
Hey, well, first of all, hello, everyone. Lee and gang, don't stop. 21 more years yet. I really look forward to seeing what the next 21 years brings. And I was going to say, I popped along to the virtual stage launch at the Hippo, and I didn't know what I was going to expect, and I was absolutely sideswiped. I mean, you know, dance is one of those things that I love. I'm a huge ballet fan, huge fan of Freefall, but I don't watch it on TV. Actually, I enjoy the Freefall movies. No, that's the exception. But dance is such a visceral experience, and from even though you know, we'd started to support, by the time I saw Freefall, we'd started to support them, thought it was a great idea. Nothing really prepares you for seeing a Freefall performance, you know, and they're such powerful things, beautiful, the beautiful forms and patterns, but the inspirational element of it, not just for those with learning difficulties, but you know, for able-bodied, you know, people like me, you know, I found it so inspirational. With any challenges that I feel I suffer, you know, we're just sort of wiped away. And I really hope that VR helps to engage and expose and connect so many more people to the experience of Freefall. And I was going to ask, you know, I guess Tom and his team are wrestling with what that means for the ballet, for the company and for Freefall. But I'd love to know your thoughts about how you think VR is going to expand your reach and the potency of Freefall.
Really, really good question. I think, like I said earlier, the inspiration for me is about showing these guys as role models, you know, and I think that's where the power lies. I think it's just the global. Obviously, there's dance films that can be global, but it is that sense of sitting with them. You know, actually one of the amazing things about Freefall is their movement qualities. You know, from a dancer's point of view, they do things that I wouldn't and I couldn't. You know, the way they improvise and move to music, ad lib, it genuinely puts a lot of professional dancers to shame. If you put some BRB dancers in there and ask them to do that, I don't think they could. And actually seeing that up close, I feel like you lose some of that in a conventional film. And actually with virtual reality, it's as close, it really shows off their movement qualities, especially really close, and it's a really visceral experience. And I think as the technology becomes more accessible, we will start to see over the coming years this technology become more and more accessible, used more widely. And actually a lot of the work we're doing now is about being ahead of that curve and not jumping on the bandwagon. You know, you need the tech at the moment, but I think as the prices become cheaper and it becomes more accessible, we will see this content be engaged with more and more. And also I think we're looking at how we distribute it to our schools networks. So buying link kits that have bulk headsets that you can all watch at the same time. So rather than it be a singular experience, like you saw at the launch event, it's, you know, you sit down on your own with a headset, we can all watch at the same time as a group. I think that's a really powerful experience, actually. And it's something that within a workshop environment with Freefall, you can actually make it part of the workshop, part of the experience, to all sit and engage together, discuss, or be inspired by it.
Thanks, Tom. And Henry, huge thanks for your endorsement.
Well, I was going to say, you know, anything that spreads the message and lets people know or gives them a glimpse as to what Freefall are doing. Because I think one of the crimes of Birmingham is that not enough people know about Freefall. So if VR helps, that's got to be a great thing.
We're working hard on it this year. We're working hard on it. Well, unless there's any other questions, we'll just kind of close out with huge thanks, and that we will see you at the exhibition launch and at the subsequent performances. So thanks again. And thanks, Eleanor.
Yes, okay.
Fantastic.
Thank
Fantastic. We've got to go and rehearse now. We've got to go and practice. So it's a Monday session.
Before everybody goes, can we also say a big thank you to Lee as well? Because I mean, thank you to Tom, thank you to Teresa, thank you to Claire and the rest of the Freefall team and all of our fantastic supporters. But also a big thank you to Lee, because without you it wouldn't have happened, and a particular thanks as well to Eleanor today for coming along and talking to us about Freefall and what it's meant for her. So unless anybody else has got anything, thanks again everybody, and see you in November and for, you know, the Freefall performances and all the celebratory activities. Thanks again, everyone.
Thanks, Emma.
Bye-bye.
For now.
Bye.